by ChatGPT. First, we're going to create the strategies, almost completely designed and written by ChatGPT. First, we're going to create an attractive homepage where the title and the short description is going to be written by ChatGPT and optimized accordingly to your target audience persona and product goals. You will learn how to add your product in focus, whether it's your product or a demo product, and add in a learn more button that will take them directly to the product page where they can purchase it. Scrolling down, you will have additional benefits added in, such as free delivery on certain orders. We will set that up so that all deliveries over $99 will be for free. 30-day return policy with a return policy written by ChatGPT. Exclusive discounts that we will later add in to capture our visitors' email addresses, and then a secure payment post called Bluehost. It's going to skyrocket detection of your, along with a button that will take Imagine with a copy-paste prompt from the to have useful information. This is reliable for going to explain when they can return the product.
ChatGPT की font छूटता है.
Copy-paste chat can allow you over time of the product, the short description and the long description of the product will all be prompted using ChatGPT, using your product list, using your niche, and targeting it towards your target audience persona. All already written in your guidebook using copy-paste ChatGPT
section
in this guidebook. You will also learn how to create a blog to not only write quality articles but also write long quality articles. All of your earning visitors. Finally, we have a there is also a search box. Valuable account information. And as with any online,
add to cart होता है.
it adds your
Price
including the name,
So
the colors, the fonts, everything will be created professional edits, and you will have it for strategies. I hope you're excited. Let's start off with the next lecture with installing WordPress. See you there.
और WordPress install कैसे होता है वो दिखा रहे हैं.
Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to start building our website using a website builder known as WordPress. Now, in order to use WordPress and install WordPress, we need to use something known as a web host. A web host is a service that allows us to store all of our different files, such as WordPress itself, all of our different images, and the entire design of our website. Now, there are many different web hosts out there, and over the years, me and Jesper have had the chance to try out most of them. However, we have found that there is one web host that outperforms the others when it comes to the criteria that we find such as performance, value for money, support that it gives, the loading times, etc. And that web host is called Bluehost. We use them and we recommend them to all of our students, and here's why. Number one, they are trusted experts in their fields. They've been around since 2003, which is a real
कहाँ से बाय करनी चाहिए वेबसाइट.
web host. We get a 99.9% guaranteed up. Absolutely invaluable. Now, before you sign up, don't miss out on the exclusive discount that me and Jesper have. That we have negotiated down with Bluehost, and that's in order to have our website up and running. So this is just going to be a way. Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to be installing a theme on your website. Now, basically the design for your website, what it's going to look like. Every single website has a specific theme and a specific design, even our website right now. If we start at the back end here where we left off, and we go up to our domain name and click on visit site, we can see that this is our current theme. there's not much going on, but there's still a font, there's still color, there's still a page in here, there's something going on. Now there are thousands of different themes to choose from, and the vast majority of them are free. The problem with a theme is that even with a theme like this, if I install a new one, this is still all I'm going to have. However, if I install a theme with a starter kit, I'm going to get multiple pages, I'm going to get a redesign, and that entire starter kit is going to work like a template. And we can use that template to start making fine adjustment of adding in our product descriptions, our contact information, start writing our blog articles on there, and it's gonna save us so much time, and we're gonna get a much more professional look. So what we're gonna do is not only install a theme, but we're gonna install a theme with a starter kit, so we get way ahead of the curve, and we start off with a very professional design. Let's go ahead and do it. So we're gonna go ahead and go back. Just move up to your domain name and click on dashboard. Then we're gonna go to the left and go down to appearance, and then click on themes. Now in here you already have a couple of themes installed, and it's possible to get multiple themes for your website, though you won't need to. We're gonna go and click on add new theme. And if you just start scrolling through here, you can see that there's almost an endless array of themes. But again, none of these themes are gonna come with a starter kit. So instead, what we're gonna do, all we need by the way, if we go down here, it says starters. We're gonna go and click on add new theme. It's not only install a theme, but we're gonna install a theme with a starter kit, so we get way ahead of the curve, and we start off with a very professional design. Let's go ahead and do it. So we're gonna go ahead and go back. Just move up to your domain name and click on dashboard. Then we're gonna go to the left and go down to appearance, and then click on themes. Now in here you already have a couple of themes, and it's possible to get multiple themes for your website, though you won't need to. We're gonna go and click on add new theme. And if you just start scrolling through here, you can see that there's almost an endless array of themes. But again, none of these themes are gonna come with a starter kit. So instead, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna click on the search box and search for Sydney. Here we are, so we're gonna go down and click on install and then activate. So this is where the magic starts to happen. As you can see, welcome to Sydney, the free version, which is all we need by the way. If we go down here, it says starter site. This is where we start grabbing our template, so we can start off with a professional design ourselves rather than building up everything from scratch, which takes ages and it doesn't get any better than this. So let's click on starter sites, and now we're no longer looking at just themes. Now we're looking at starter sites. So what you see is actually what you get. So for example, this is the main one. If I click on preview demo and I scroll through here, we're actually going to be getting all of this. We're going to get the home, the blog, the services, the about, these boxes, the images, all of the text. All of this will be included in the starter site. With a normal theme, you're gonna get to see a display like this, but nothing is included. There would be no headline, there would be no boxes, there would be no pages. It would all just be blank. So that is why we go for a starter kit like this. It saves us so much time. Now I'm gonna click on cancel. And while you're free to choose any theme in here, do note that some of these are pro, but there's no need to use the pro version. The free ones are gonna do you just perfectly well. There is a couple of free ones here that we can choose from. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down towards this fashion shop and click on preview demo. This is going to be the starter kit we're going to be using, and the reason is very simple. This starter kit is amazing. It comes with everything we need. It has a home page, which we're gonna need, an about page, which we're gonna turn into a contact page, a blog, which we're going to use to write blog articles to drive traffic to our website, and then a shop. And this is so important. This shop is gonna allow us to sell our products and start making money off of our website. And while this might not make a lot of sense to you right now because we're not selling clothes, it's so easy to use this as a template and start changing up things. For example, we can use this button, we can use this headline, and we can set a price here and then just change this image to our product, and suddenly we're making something that's our own, but starting off from a professional design already, using this as a template. Scrolling down, there's going to be multiple things here we're going to want to delete, we're going to want to change and do different things off of. Don't worry about that, I'm going to show you the entire design. So know that you're free to choose any theme in here, and they're all going to do you well, but if you want to use the easy route here, go ahead and choose the fashion show theme, the same as mine, and follow me step by step. And I'll show you exactly where to drag and drop things, and we'll build this up together. It's gonna save you a lot of time and effort. So let's go up to where it says import and click there. And we're gonna want to import everything. So click on import. Okay, so it's imported successfully. It might take a couple of minutes, but luckily we got time. So I'm gonna go down and click on view site, and we're gonna check out our new website. So this is the way it looks like right now. It says Blue Light Defenders up here. We have a menu, there's nothing going on here, but we have a search bar, we have a login, and we have a card. We have buttons, we have images. We actually have a website right now, but of course we're not selling clothes. This isn't a functional website, but we have a template, and having a template to design off of, that's gonna save us a tremendous amount of time. So this is really the shortcut to putting up professional websites in no time at all. So all we're gonna do is go ahead and go back, click up here, go to dashboard. We're gonna start at the back end of our website, and then in the next lecture, we are gonna start customizing this template and make it our own, and make it really professional to start selling products, driving traffic, and getting customers. See you in the next lecture. Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to be setting our website title, creating a website logo, and then creating a tagline. Now, first things first, I'm going to show you what it is, explain why it's so important, and then we're going to go on. So starting off, we're going to go to our domain name and click on visit sites. And we're going to go up there. And we're going to go down to where it says header. Click there. And then site identity. Okay. So we already have our site title set well. It's right up here. Blue Light Defenders. Now, the site title is important for a variety of reasons. First of all, the site title helps people understand what you're doing, what you're all about. That is why we're looking for the descriptive name of our website, to what we're selling, and to what we're all about, what our brand is. Now, the next thing we're going to want to do before we create a logo, we're going to want to create a tagline. So why is it important with a title, and why is it important with a tagline? Why is it important with a logo? Well, first things first, well, you don't need to have a logo that is a unique design with your title name. It's really preferable to have a business logo. And the reason is it allows you to be consistent across multiple platforms. So if you have one logo that is you, that is your brand, that is how people recognize you, your product, your mission, and your values. So when they're on your website, or they're getting an email from you, or they see you on Facebook, or they see you on YouTube, or whatever it is, you want to make sure they instantly know, hey, that's you, that's Blue Light Defenders, or that's, whatever your domain name is. They want to recognize who you are by your logo. And that comes with using certain fonts, certain colors, certain design, etc. I'm going to show you how to create all of that. If you only use a site title, then it's just a piece of text, and this isn't very unique. So across multiple platforms, that is in your emails, that is on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, etc., this isn't really going to stick out, and this isn't going to help you. The brand recognition is very important to get customers to recognize you, really like you, become loyal customers to you over time. A tagline is a catchy phrase. Now think of Nike that has a tagline, just do it. Or McDonald's who says, I'm loving it. The tagline is all about expressing your brand, that is your business's mission and values. So for example, our mission here is to protect gamers from blue light, to improve their gaming and to improve their night of sleep and improve their enjoyment. That is our mission. We want to summarize that in a short, catchy phrase, in a short tagline. And since I'm not the most creative person in the world, and if you're suffering from the same thing, or even if you're not, we are going to get some amazing help from our friend ChatGPT. So go ahead and go to the guidebook. Hope you have downloaded by now. Go down to the index where you see the contents. Go down to where it says website building, and then click on website title and logo. So what we're going to do is, as always, check the top just below the title here. One prompt used, find a tagline. So it is, act as a digital marketing expert. Give me 10 taglines used on my website. Call, writing the website, selling, the product you're selling for, and the niche you're in. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this, jump into our friend ChatGPT's chat in here. I'm going to paste it in. Now I'm just going to set this up. So act as a marketing expert on my website. Call, Blue Light. And then selling products,
ऑडियंस कैसे select करते हैं?
glasses, or remember a niche? Gamers. Okay, so we have 10 different recommendations here. And what I'm looking for is one that's going to express the values of our brand that we're actually trying to accomplish with our product and for the niche. And I've already read these through, and the one I really like is empower your eyes, enhance your game. I think that sounds absolutely amazing, and it's catchy, and it perfectly describes what we're trying to accomplish here with our product. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one and copy it. This is what I'm going to use. Now, if you're not finding ones you like, all you need to do is go to the chat and say, give me 10 more. And then you can get 10 more and 10 more until you find one that you like. So don't settle, find one that you really do like. So going back to our tagline, I'm just gonna paste it in here. Now you can see the tagline is just below down here. That's not important. Now, even if you decide not to use your tagline in your logo or anywhere else, at least the search engines will get a better idea of what you're all about. So I strongly recommend that you create a tagline and add it in. Make it catchy. Think of the old classics, Nike, Just Do It, McDonald's, I'm loving it. Make sure it describes what you're all about and what you're trying to accomplish. Fantastic. So now it's time to create a logo. And remember, we want to be unique. We want to be recognized across different platforms. We want the brand recognition. People know it's us, and we get that loyalty, and we get those loyal long-term customers. So what we're going to do is head back to the guidebook, and then we're still going to be at website title and logo, and we're going to go down to the almost at the bottom of the page where it says, here's how to generate a logo yourself. Go to, and then you're going to see shopify.com/tools/logo maker. All you're going to do is just click here, and if you're not in the guidebook, you can also go to the resource, but we're going to click here, and then we're going to click on get started. Now we get to choose our business space, which is basically what sort of design are we looking for. Now we're in gaming, so I'm going to look around and see if I'm finding any game. I'm not finding any game, I'm finding games, but this isn't for the classical types of games. This is more closer to take. I want to have the futuristic feel of the niche and what it is that we're selling. So you don't need to be spot on, it's more what type of style and design you want. So I'm going to go with take here. Click on next, and then we get to choose our visual style. Again, there is no right or wrong answers in here because of what we're in. I like to keep it futuristic. It's blue light blocking glasses that's very futuristic. It's for gamers. Again, they're always ahead of the curve in a sense with, you know, the latest tech, the latest gaming, the latest requirements for their computers, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and click on futuristic, and that's it. And then I'm going to click on next. Business name is Blue Light Defenders, and remember the slogan, that is our tagline. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to copy this tagline, go back, and I'm going to paste it in, and then click on next. And just like that, we get a bunch of different logos made for us, completely free. It's mind-blowing how amazing this tool is. So now what I want you to do is pause this lecture and take your time and scroll through the different logos and start finding one you like. This is about you and what you prefer and what's going to create your design, your brand and style. So I'm going to start scrolling through here a little bit and see if there's some important. Now, some are going to have a slogan and others aren't. Important is not visible because it's a dark background. Now, and here we have it. So I'm just going to hit back. All you're going to have to do this. So what I'm going to do is go back. And then select your favicon. Now, the problem with this favicon, if you see here, is that it's really long. The too big menu bar is just going to be in the way for people scrolling, whether it's on their mobile or on their desktop. So I think 85, anywhere around 70 to 100 will do just fine. But make sure you crop it properly to save some real estate on the menu. And finally, what we're going to do is add our favicon. And our favicon is basically a small icon that displays our brand logo. So for example, if you look up here, this is the favicon of Lunapic.
फेविकॉन क्या होता है? जब आप बहुत सारी वेबसाइट खोलते हैं ब्राउजर में तो साइड में जो लोकल लगा होता है, मैंने आपको कहा था जो फेविकॉन बहुत सारी वेबसाइट्स गूगल में खोलते हैं, प्रॉपर्टी और सेव बहुत सारी वेबसाइट्स होती हैं, उनके छोटे छोटे लोगों वो फेविकॉन होता है, वो यहाँ से ऐड होता है.
Small, really ugly. It's gonna be super tiny, just like this. So all people are gonna see it's just basically white in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make
यहाँ पे आप इसका alt tag दे सकते हैं, ये alt tag.
So I'm gonna click on delete permanently. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is go back to Lunatic where we have our crop logo, to select site icon, upload files, select your favicon. There it is, select. Seems like it's gonna cut a little at the top and the bottom. It really doesn't matter because as you can see, it's gonna fit just neatly anyway. So that little top just up there, and this one is gonna be even smaller in real life if you look at the favicon right up here. So this is gonna look amazing. No need to use any form of perfectionism on this crop image. And there we go. Now if you have a look right up here, we can see our favicon instantly appearing, and this is looking pretty darn professional and cool if you ask me. We did a good job, high five. So next up, there are some additional things you can edit, but these are mostly gonna be if you haven't added in a logo and just use text, such as the description font size, which is gonna be the tagline, the site color. We don't need to play with any of this. Only thing that's important right now is we go up and we click on publish. And that's it, amazingly well done. Now in the next lecture, we are gonna start adding in our pages, because as you can see, we've created our logo. It's looking really cool, but there's no pages going on in here. So there's a lot of things we still need to do, but thanks to ChatGPT, super quick, super easy. See you in the next lecture. Welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to be creating our pages, which is going to be preparing our entire website for proper navigation. Now, if you've been with me since the previous lecture, your screen should look something like this. All we need to do is make sure you publish and then click on the exit up here in the upper left corner, and then we get to our website. Now, it's looking really neat and everything. We have our logo here, we have our favicon right up here, and this is our menu, but there's nothing actually going on right here. So we're gonna have different pages on our website. We wanna have a shop where people can shop. We wanna have a blog where we can write articles. We wanna have a home page, and basically this is our home page where people can just get right back to our home page right away. We wanna have a contact page so that they can write to us if they have any questions. There's gonna be any refund issues, if you just have questions about your product. And pages exist for navigational purposes. So your menu exists up here for easy access for your visitors to go to different parts of your website. So what we're gonna do is to make sure we have all of those pages, and once we have the pages created, we're then gonna add them into the menu so that our visitors can navigate to them. We're also gonna set up our legal pages, and this is no small deal. The legal pages literally keep you in the right side of the law when it comes to running a website and running an online store. So let's dive right in and set it all up. We're gonna go to the upper left corner up here and then click on the dashboard. And then we're going to go to the left where it says pages and then all pages. Now, because we've used a starter kit, we are lucky enough that we have gotten a bunch of different pages already added in here. So once again, lucky us, it's gonna save us a lot of time. However, there are some errors in here. So for example, we already have a shop added to our website, which is amazing, but there are double pages of everything. And the reason for that is when we first downloaded the theme, we got some pages included, and then when we downloaded the starter kit, they added them in once again. It's not a very smart thing to have designed it that way, but that's what happens. We're just gonna start off by removing all of the duplicates. So looking to the left, you can see this is cart and this is cart, but this is being used as the cart page, meaning that this is the unnecessary duplicate. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna select this checkout. This one is being used. This one isn't. I'm gonna select this, my account. Scroll down. There's one my blog page, one my front page, 2 refund and return. So I'm going to just select one of those to remove them. 2 sample pages. In fact, we don't need any sample page. I'm gonna remove both of them. And 2 shops. I'm gonna remove that one. Go up to bulk actions. Click on move to trash and apply. I'm just gonna check again to see that there are no duplicate pages in here, and I don't think so if my vision is serving me correctly. And next thing, we're gonna rename them properly. We wanna have the same name in here that they're gonna be called on our actual menu. So for example, we have an about page, and if we wanna check out how our about page looks like right now, we can actually go down to where it says view and click there. So this about page already exists pre-designed on our store because we got a starter site. It looks like this. It has a story, a philosophy, it has Latin, just mumbo jumbo words. It might actually mean something, I wouldn't know. And then we are gonna make sure that when we redesign this, we add in a contact form down here. But the important thing to know is that this page exists. It's pre-designed for us because we got it as a template, but no one is able to navigate to it because we haven't added it up as a menu. We want to make sure that the name that's gonna be shown here is gonna be short and concise and to the point. So let's head back. I'm just gonna click back here. We want to make sure that about, for example, is just called something like about, not my about page, because on the menu that's gonna take up a lot of space. But for our sake, we're not just gonna have an about page. We're gonna combine it with visitors, I'm going to go down and click on Quick Edit. Remember to do this with me. And I'm going to change it to Contact. Now, this is going to be called Contact in the menu as well. Down here we have a slug. I want you to rename this to Contact as well with a small c. The slug is just the URL. So if people go to bluelightdefenders.com/contact, they're going to end up on the contact page. The slug is what decides what the slash and the name is going to be. So that's why we always want to name the slug the same name as the title for easy navigation for your visitors and for you should you need to hyperlink something, meaning link something quickly in your blog article, for example. And we're going to go through that much more later on in the course. But for now, just know you want to have these two as the same name. Click on Update. Go down, we have My Account. And that is just too long of a name. I'm going to change it to Account. Again, we're always just saving real estate here on our menu. My blog page is going to be called Blog. And that also means that this part is going to be called Blog. And which, of course, also means that the account I did before is just going to be called Account. Just like that. My front page, I'm going to click on Quick Edit, is going to be called Home. Now, all you need to do is the same thing as me. Click on Update. Privacy policy will be called privacy policy. Refund and returns, I'm just going to name it refund and just add in this sign again to save a little bit of space. Refund and returns policy. And the slug is refund_returns. Perfect. Click on Update. Shop is just going to be called Shop. Awesome. We've done the preparation with the names now. Now the next thing we want to do is that we want to add in 3 legal pages to keep us on the right side of the law. Number 1 is going to be a privacy policy. Now a privacy policy is basically a transparent declaration where you let your visitors know how you're using their information. So when they visit your website, you are going to be saving down their information and sending it to Google Analytics. You might be saving down their email so that you can do email marketing to them. You might be saving down cookies and tracking our visitors. And this is what all websites do. But because of GDPR and upcoming laws in multiple places like California, for example, you need to let all of your visitors know very clearly what you're saving, how you're saving it, why you're saving it, and if your visitor wants to have their information removed, where can they contact you to do so. So we're going to set one of those privacy policies up. Then we're also going to set a refunds and returns policy up. Legally, that's not mandatory, but it's good to have when you're selling a physical product. And in this demo store, this is a physical product. So we're going to have like a 30-day return policy, for example. You want to let them know they should have the original package, all of that important information. And finally, you want to have a terms and conditions page. Again, you're not legally required, but it's good because you're basically saying that whatever they do on our website is on their own risk, meaning that you don't take responsibility for whatever damage that they might occur to themselves or through their website, no fault of your own. It's just a way to keep you on the right side of the line, keep you protected. But again, we're going to use ChatGPT for all of these, so it's going to be super quick and super effective. Don't worry about it. So the first thing we're going to do is move over to our guidebook, and then we're going to go down to website building and move down to where it says pages. Click there. Now we're going to have 3 prompts for 3 different pages in this lecture. The first one is to generate a privacy policy. So all we need to do is copy all of this text in here. I'm going to copy it and then head over to ChatGPT. I'm going to paste it in, and now I need to do a little bit of work. My website name is, I'm going to set it up. So there's a couple of things. My website name here, business name, I sell product, niche, email. My address is today's date is. Just for speed and save some time, I'm going to set this up right now. So I've set everything up. And the prompt is, act as a legal expert. Write me a comprehensive and GDPR compliant, meaning General Data Protection Regulation, which is the European law of saving other people's information. Compliant privacy policy for my website, and then all of the information. Make sure it covers data collection, storage, usage, sharing, security measures, but also addressing users' right. So again, I'm not a lawyer, and legally you shouldn't take. Act pages, all pages. We don't actually have a terms and conditions page in here, so I'm gonna click on add new. Title is gonna be terms and conditions. So I'm gonna click on add new. Yes, we don't have terms policy.
ये प्राइवेसी पॉलिसी क्रिएट करना मैं सिखाऊंगा आपको. प्राइवेसी पॉलिसी कैसे क्रिएट करते हैं?
वेबसाइट होती है ना.
हाँ, तो वो कैसे करते हैं उसका तरीका बताऊंगा आपको.
So that you are playing by the rules, that your website is drive traffic. We just set up and click on use this page. This is super important. And privacy. And then where it says select a privacy policy page, we're going to select our privacy
अब यहाँ
policy.
से
Just set up and click on use this page. This is super important.
कहाँ से जाके क्या कर रहा है? Navigation bar है वो site पे.
And Google knows that. So if it's going to rank your site and drive traffic, it needs to know that you are playing by the rules, that your website is legally abiding. So this is a very important step, not just for you personally, but also for the success of your business, just getting visitor-wise. Okay, so we have two more. We have the terms and conditions, and we have the returns and refunds policy page. So let's go ahead and create those. We're gonna go back to pages, all pages. We don't actually have a terms and conditions page in here, so I'm gonna click on add new. Title is gonna be terms and conditions. I like to use this sign rather than write and again to save space. And then we're gonna go back to the guidebook, move down to where it says generate terms and conditions. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to copy all of this right here, copy it, hit back, paste it right in, and then I'm just gonna set these ones up again. So once I've written it all, I'm just gonna send it away. And remember, the terms and conditions, they help you legally make sure that you're not liable for the visitors, but legally, just strictly speaking, they're not required to keep your website up and running. And once it's done, it's just about copy paste. Again, we're not required to use it by law, but if there's anything to look for in here, it's gonna be right down here where it says limitation of liability. In no event shall Robin and Jesper Ltd nor its directors blah 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 be liable for any indirect blah blah blah. Basically, we're not liable. If something happens to the visitor, it's not our fault. And that's really the main part of the terms and conditions policy. So you want to make sure that that is in there. But again, legally, it's not a must. It's just one of those safety precautions. So I'm going to copy all of this. Then we're going to head back and I'm just going to paste it in. It's that easy. Head back again because I had to use the continue again because it's quite long. Copy all of this good stuff. Paste it in. Then just look, usually when you do the paste, mess up and get an extra number and sort of break the paragraph. That's all. Now it should look really nice. This is everything we need. I'm going to go ahead and click on publish. Amazing. We don't need to set it up in any settings because once again, that's just the privacy policy. That's the most important page to be setting up properly. And finally, we have the refunds and returns policy. So we're going to head back. We're going to go down to refund and returns policy, and we only have it because it came with our starter kit. So that's handy. Click on edit. And we already do have one. It's just that we're going to get a better one. ChatGPT is going to outperform this one by far. And again, there are going to be a couple of things to look at. And then to create our refunds and returns policy page, just go to the guidebook and grab the last prompt, come back in here, paste it in. It's going to be a little bit longer and it says, act as a legal expert, please write a comprehensive refunds and returns policy for my website that clearly explains the process, conditions, blah, blah, blah. Now, the most important part here that separates it from the other one is going to be I sell a physical/digital product. If you sell a physical product, then what sort of condition it needs to come back in and how many days you have to get a refund is going to be very different from if you're only selling a digital product. So this is really where things get a lot different. So if you only sell a digital or only sell a physical, make sure that you write that one in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this all up once again. And then I'm going to hit enter. There we go. And once it's done, well, it's done. The one thing you want to look at here when it comes to this refund and returns policy is scrolling down because see, it says the product must be returned within 30 days. If you agree to 30 days, then keep 30 days. If you want to keep it shorter or longer, just make sure that you edit in that number that you're comfortable with. Generally, 30 days when it comes to a refund and a return is pretty standard, so I would be safe with that. And do note that I wrote in a physical product, of course, because I'm selling a physical product. So as always, make sure you read it through and that you're comfortable with what it says because it's going up on your website and you're guiding your future customers on how to handle their returns and refunds. So make sure that you know what it says and that you agree to it. And I'm just going to copy all of this back to the website and I'm going to remove all of this text like this, paste it in, and there we go. Then I'm going to hit publish. And that's it. Well done. We've prepared our pages and we've set up all of our legal pages. Now in the next lecture, we're going to start setting up our top menu and our footer menu so that our visitors can actually navigate around on our website and access all of these pages. Hope you're excited. Let's see you in the next lecture.
समझ आइए तो आपको vertical दूंगा सास का
Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to be creating our
video
header
भी
and
दूंगा
our
आपको
footer. In other words, we're going to set our pages in the top menu and we're going to set some of the pages we've created in the bottom menu. The header, the footer, and the foot. Makes sense, right? So let's get started. So from the back end of our website, we're going to go to our domain name and click on this going to
Visit
go up
site.
to customize. Then we're going to scroll
Customize.
down to where it says menus right there.
Menu.
And then we're going to go to menu 1. So this is where it gets interesting. We've already created our pages and we're just going to go ahead and put them out. Now the menu 1 is going to be up here. There's not much going on right now except our logo. We have a search bar, we have an account shortcut, and we have a cart. So we're going to go to the left and click on add items. So the pages we want to put out here are going to be our home, our blog, our shop, and our contact pages. So first things first, here we have
Menu.
We're going to click there on the plus button and it's going to add in home into the menu right here. We also want to have blog, so we're going to add in that as well. Scrolling down, we also have shop, so we're going to add that in, and we have contact. So there we go, very quick and simple. Now notice we're looking at the pages right now, but you also have the ability, if there was a post you wanted to add up in the menu, you can actually collapse the pages and go to posts and choose one of the posts. Now we don't have any posts, but you could also add in a product up here, a certain set of categories, tags, etc., etc. Most of the time, you're going to want to add pages onto the top. Now let's talk about the order. Now, in my opinion, the order should come in order of importance. The first thing should almost always be home, because your home page is your main sales page, and that's where most people are going to land, and that's what most people are going to default to when they're looking at a menu. So I recommend keeping home first, and then putting shop as the next page, and then blog, and finally contact. The most important page naturally is going to be your shop, where you're selling your products and services, and finally it's going to be your blog, where you can get a deeper contact with your visitors and start turning them from just a visitor into a future customer. Much more of that later on. And finally, for those who want to learn more about you or have any questions about the product or whatever, they have the opportunity to contact you, but those are going to be the minority. These are going to be the big players on your website and for navigation purposes. So once we've done this and we've set it up, we're just going to hit publish, and then we can see our pages. Now, if you get the same issues I'm getting, you're getting multiple pages published up here, and you may or may not see them all here, just refresh your page and come back. For some reason, there might be some glitches from having a starter kit. They're very rare. I'm not sure why they happen, but they're always very minor problems, just like this during the design itself. So all we need to do here is just remove the duplicates. So we have 2 home. I'm just going to expand it, go down to remove. Here's something invalid, go down, remove. We have 2 blog. We have one that goes to my account page and one that goes to post page. So we're going to remove the one that goes to my account page because something is just off in there. Then we have the home. We have an additional contact. That's weird. We're going to remove it. So here's our original setup: home, shop, blog, contact. Amazing. And this is what it looks like. And this is looking really nice and clean. Now, before we move on to the footer, which by the way is going to be the part down here, I want to bring your attention to something, and that is when scrolling, we're using something called a sticky header. Now, a sticky header means that the header is actually following us when we're scrolling on the website. The purpose of a sticky header is to make sure that they always have access to their cart. If you don't have an e-commerce, I would remove the sticky header and just let the top bar disappear when scrolling. But for the purposes of this sort of website, I really think we should keep it. But as you can already tell, if you look at the sizes of the pages here and the sizes of the icon and then the size of the logo, there's a lot of real estate here that's just going to waste. And this is a really large header for a sticky header. So what I'm going to do now, when I get some clearer views on the design itself, is that I'm going to make the logo a little bit smaller. So I'm going to first of all publish, go back again, go into header, site identity, and then logo height is currently at 85. Now look at this space. I'm going to look at this space primarily and then see how clear our actual logo is. It's currently at 85. That's a bit too small in my opinion. Let's say 60. I think that's a little bit small, maybe 65. So I'm going to have a smaller logo, some more space here in the menu, and this makes a lot more sense for scrolling purposes. It's just going to be in the way less. So I'm liking this more. Again, we're going to do a lot of these fine adjustments as we keep on designing. Then I'm going to hit publish. Next, we're going to go back to the main menu, which is going to be here. We're going to go down to footer, and then I'm going to go to footer widgets. And now let's scroll all the way down and see what we have to work with. So the current setup we have is a 3-bar setup. We have a large field to the left. We have a smaller bar in the middle and a smaller bar to the right. So this is the bigger bar, if you will. Smaller bar, smaller bar. Now, we don't actually need 3. The setup that I recommend, which has a really good look on almost all websites, is that we keep one big one to the left where we write a small about us section, and we use ChatGPT to make it really policy, terms and agreements, and refunds and returns policy. All that important stuff that we've already created. You don't want to put that stuff on the top because that's not what you're promoting, but you need to put it somewhere and have it accessible, and the footer is the best placement for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do just that. I'm going to move just one up from what's at default. So we have a large one to the left and a smaller one to the right. There we go. And we want to have an about us or about me, depending on who you are section, and a useful links section as well. So scrolling down, let's start off with customizing the first widget area. I'm just going to click there and then click on got it. First of all, I'm going to customize this, and rather than say about our store, I'm going to write about us in order to make it a little bit more personal. You could write about me, again, depending on what you're doing. And then we're going to head to our guidebook. And from here, we're going to go to the index, and then we're going to move to the header and footer menu. And then the first prompt is a short about us text. So I'm going to copy this prompt and then head over to ChatGPT. Here we are. So I'm going to paste it in, and it says act as a copywriter. Write me a 2-paragraph long about us page with the following information. My website name, which is going to be bluelightdefenders.com. It was created by Robin Jesper. We sell blue light blocking glasses. We created it because, and I'm gonna write something like, we are gaming lovers who experience eye strain and wanted to do something about it to take our gaming to the next level. And there we go, and I'm gonna send this away. So here we have a really big, nice text to save us some time. I'm not gonna read it, but basically just to read this start because I think it's so amazing. Welcome to BlueLightDefenders.com, the brainchild of Robin and Jesper, two passionate gamers dedicated to helping others protect their eyes and enhance their gaming experience. The sort of language that's being used is just absolutely mind-blowing. Now remember, you're never stuck with the text that ChatGPT writes to you. You have complete artistic freedom. If this isn't apt for you, it's not a good text for you, you edit it as much as you want. You can do the prompt over and over. Just click on regenerate response to get a new one and then edit it yourself. I'm loving this, so I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna copy all of this and hit back, and then I'm going to remove this text, and then I'm gonna see if this is suitable.
वो लॉरेन इप्सम
So I'm absolutely
लॉरेन
loving
इप्सम
this.
ये
It's
डमी
almost
होता है जो वेबसाइट के अंदर ऑलरेडी डाटा होता है लॉरेन इप्सम देखा ये डमी डाटा होता है वो देखा नहीं पहले जब जावा से कॉपी पेस्ट किया वो लॉरेन इप्सम लिखा हुआ वो डमी कंटेंट होता है जो ऑलरेडी वेबसाइट के अंदर होता है उसको सील करना होता है
उसने एड्रेस और हर चीज के प्रॉम्प्ट रखे हैं
हाँ
मतलब जो हेडर में डाला जो नीचे फुटर में
हाँ
लिखे हुए मतलब प्रॉम्प्ट उसके भी लग गए सब
हाँ हर चीज
तो इसने सारा वो इसके बाद बुक के उसमें सब प्रॉम्प्ट लिखे हैं
प्रोफेशनल बता रहा है ना आपको
is of course going to be our useful link. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to select the menu, and I'm going to select footer menu. Now the problem is we haven't properly selected our footer menu yet, so there's nothing happening here right now. But we just need to make sure that we have useful links and we have selected the footer. And also because I'm using a big U here on the second word, I'm going to use a big L here just to be more consequential with my editing. So I'm going to do that, publish, and now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to menus. I'm going to go to footer because that's the one we added in, and now click on add items. So what we're looking to add here are the additional useful link, and that's going to be the privacy policy, the terms and conditions, and the refund and returns policies. There we go, and then I'm going to click on publish. And once again, we're getting this multiple links added in, which is really weird. So I'm just going to update my page, go back into menus, go into footer, and here we're gonna see the additional ones. Again, I don't know why this happens, but it's really not a big problem. We just need to make sure we delete all the doubles once again. So we haven't created a cookie policy yet, and we're gonna talk more about this later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete it, remove. This is the privacy policy that's added to the privacy policy page, and that's perfect. Terms and conditions as a custom link. It's not a custom link. We have added it as a page, so we know this is the extra that is at fault. Here's the terms and conditions of the page. Delivery methods. Weird, didn't do that one, remove. So what we should have left is privacy policy, terms and conditions, refunds and returns, privacy policy page, we're all good. So the only thing left is that I want to edit this copyright bar down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back once again, go down to footer, and here we have the copyright area. Now I'm liking this, I'm liking the fact that it says the year, that it says the name of the website, Blue Light Defenders. I just don't like that it's proudly powered by Sydney. Love Sydney, they have the best themes, starter kits, but I don't need to advertise for them on our website. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove that proudly powered by, just like this. publish, and we're all good. So literally, that's all we need to do. There are additional things we can do. We can go into style, we can start changing the colors and everything, but I really recommend that you don't play with that, because we do have a certain style set up with the starter kit here and a certain colors that are all connected already, and I wouldn't start playing around with it. Because in the next lecture already, we are going to change the fonts and the colors of our entire website. So if you start doing micromanagement on some, for example, this part in a certain color, etc., that's gonna make your entire website break a little bit when you change all the colors except maybe this one, except maybe that one, etc. It's much better to just edit everything at once and get the color schemes and the font recommendations from ChatGPT, which is gonna understand your niche, understand what goes well with it, and save us so much time and research. So let's go ahead and make some serious designs and change our fonts and colors in the next lecture, and I'll see you there. Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to decide on the fonts and the colors of our website. And this is so important. Now, the fonts you decide on are going to decide on how readable your website is. So your product pages, your blog articles, if you're using a difficult font and people have issues actually reading it, you're gonna miss out on a lot of people digesting your content, understanding your information, and those are lost sales. It sounds strange, but when you're getting a lot of visitors and customers, it really adds up. And not only that, but not all fonts work together. So we're talking about headings. These are the headings. And then the body, and that's gonna be the smaller text. If you have a heading that doesn't pair well with the body, that's gonna make you look unprofessional, and that's really gonna break your brand. So for example, if all of your headings are really bold and all of your bodies are really italic, that's gonna start looking weird. There are people who dedicate entire careers to understanding what fonts that mix well together. I'm not good at this, but you know who is? ChatGPT. Finally, colors. The colors affect us emotionally. We connect different emotions to different colors. The same thing, that's how we want to brand ourselves. What feeling are we looking to give our visitor? That specific feeling connected to that specific color is what we want to give out. And not only that, remember when we created our logo, people can recognize us cross-channel by our logo. For the color scheme, exact same thing. If you keep your branding on point, the same color scheme across all your channels, people will feel at home with you, people will recognize you, you'll get more loyal visitors, which means more loyal customer, which means more profitable business. Let's dive in. So first off, we're gonna be at this page, and if you're at the back end of your website, just go to visit the website and then go to customize, and then you'll end up here. We're gonna go down to typography, and we're gonna set our fonts first. So we have the headings, that's the large text, and we have the body, that's the smaller text. We're gonna start off by setting our headings. So if there are people who dedicate their careers to understanding which font go to which niches and which fonts pair best together, how much research are we gonna have to do? Well, in the past couple of hours, maybe even worst case scenario days, today, ChatGPT already knows this. So we are gonna use that full on. So we were just at the header and footer menu. On the next page, we have the fonts and colors. The first prompt that we're gonna use here is going to be this one. Act as a web designer, recommend a header and body font for each website selling product. Let's do it. So I'm gonna paste it in here, and our niche website is going to body font for a gaming website selling blue light blocking glasses, and I'm gonna send it away. So the results are in. It's recommending for the header Montserrat, and it has an explanation for it, and Roboto for the body font. Interesting fact here, ChatGPT itself actually uses Roboto. So since we're doing a gaming website and I told you about the futuristic feel, nothing more futuristic than that. So I think ChatGPT is spot on here. So let's go ahead and set this up, starting with the header font. So we're already in headings. I'm just gonna go to font family, and I'm going to search for Mont. There it is, Montserrat. And check this out, and it just changed. Okay, so now we got a new header font, and that's all we're gonna do. We're not gonna play anything more with anything else. I'm gonna hit publish. I'm gonna go back, go into body, and then check out what the body was. Roboto. So I'm gonna hit back. Font family, system default. Nope. We're gonna search for Roboto. There it is. Add it in. Just changed, and now we can see all of this text is all Roboto now. So we built a completely different feel for our entire website. I'm gonna hit publish. Amazing. So just reading this text, it's subtle, but it's yet so clear. The menu has a different font, heading, everything. And the more we dive into this, the more you're gonna notice, especially with blog articles, your fonts make down to colors, and here we're gonna set up all of our colors and see what we get. So in order to do this, we need a prompt with our dear friend ChatGPT. So let's head over to the guidebook. So just below the second prompt is called complete color scheme. I'm just gonna grab this entire prompt right here, copy it, head back, paste it in, and there are some things to change here. So it says act as a web designer, what menu color, background and text, background color, primary color, all the heading colors and button colors would you recommend for a niche, that is gaming, website, selling. I'm gonna change that to blue light blocking glasses. Make the theme light, provide hex codes. Now this is important. The reason that it says make the theme light is because if you look at the website, this entire starter kit is light. You can make it dark, but it's at least 3 times the work to make all of this dark. Everything you're getting for free with this template, you have to go in and micromanage and change if you want to make all of this dark. So you certainly can, feel free to, but for simplicity's sake, I really recommend sticking with the light one, because we want to get this strategy up and running and be as effective as possible, as fast as possible. So we're going to stick to a light one. And then I'm just going to send it away. So the results are in, and we're going to try out this color scheme. Now remember, if you don't actually like the colors, what you can do is that you can go down and click on regenerate response, and you're going to get another response with different colors. But let's try this one out. So the first thing we're going to do is change the menu background color and the menu text color. So in order to do that, it's actually outside of the color section. I'm going to start off by copying this hex code, selecting it, copy, go to our website, and it's not actually in colors, so we're going to come back here in just a second. We're going to go out and we're going to go to header, main header, style, and here's the background color. So this is the header and this is the color we're going to change. So let's see what we're getting here. I'm going to click here. I'm going to select all of this, Command A, just to select it all, remove it, paste in the new one, and here's the gray color we're going to recommend. Okay, so we got a gray header color. So let's try the text color. I'm going to go back. The text color is going to be a form of dark blue. So I'm going to copy this color, hit back, text color, I'm going to select it all, remove, paste it in, and that's a really nice dark blue. And amazingly enough, it actually does go with the color scheme of our logo. If it didn't, you could go back to that website, the Shopify logo maker, log in with the account you created, click on edit your logo, and change the color so it would fit your new color scheme. It's much easier to just adapt your logo rather than adapting your entire website, at least when you're starting out like this. Just something to know. We don't need to do that right now. This is mixing up nicely, but if you're in that position where they really mismatch, just go ahead and edit your logo's color. So now we're going to click on publish. We're going to head back, go down to color, and now let's start working. So what we have here is the background color, primary color, the body text color, and then all of the different headings. So what I want you to do is just pause this lecture and set everything up all the way from background color all the way down to heading 6, and then I'm going to show you where the buttons colors are, and we'll take it from there. So all you need to do is copy the hex code, go into the color, and paste it in. It's literally that easy. So pause it, do it, see you soon. Okay, and once you're done, you've set up all of the colors, then go down to buttons color, and then we're going to copy this hex code, copy it, and then head back. This is the result I'm getting so far, by the way, with my color schemes. Now, don't worry about any of this making any sense, because in the next lecture is when we start doing some serious design on our website, when you can start seeing things really coming together. So far so good. I'm going to hit publish, and then I'm actually going to exit the customize. I'm going to go back to the dashboard. I'm going to go down to pages, all pages, find home down here, and then click on edit with Elementor. Now Elementor is its own editing program, and we are going to be playing with this a lot in the next lecture. So don't worry about everything you're going to be seeing here. Now this again is something that happens because we have a starter site. This is super quick and easy fix. Click on recreate kit. This always happens. Click on recreate kit here once again. Click on save changes. Go up to pages, all pages. Go down to home. There you are. Edit with Elementor once again. And here we are. Now once again, don't worry about what all of this is, what all of this means. We can click the navigator away. We are going to play with this in the next lecture, and I promise you it's going to be so much fun. What we're going to do now is click on the first button right here. Move over to style, and then we're going to change the color of the button. So I'm going to click here where it says color, and I'm going to write the hex code right in here. Select it all, remove, paste it in. So now we have a new color. Then what I'm also going to do, as you're going to notice that if I hover my mouse over here, it turns to red. That's called the hover effect. So what we want to do is we just want to make it a little darker of the same color when we hover our mouse over. So I'm going to go to hover, I'm going to go to color once again. I'm going to paste that color in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it a little down and to the right just so it gets a little darker, just like this. So now you can see there's a slight darkening effect when I hover my mouse over, and that's what you're looking after. Nothing drastic, just a nice little effect right there. Let's head back to ChatGPT, and the text is supposed to be white, and that's this color code heading back here. Now it's already white, but for you who want to know how to do this, we're going to head up to where it says text color, and then we're going to click to the right here. It currently has no color, and we're going to add in white. And you know, it was already white, but now it's whiter. But in case you had a different color, you know how to add it. Okay, so we still have one more button, and that button is down here. Now don't worry about what we can do. We can right click on this. We can go down to where it says copy, scroll down to this one, right click, paste style, and there we go. Now it has the same style, and it also gets darker when I hover over. Looking around, there's no additional buttons going on. Amazing. Okay, go down and click on update. So this is what we're looking at right now. I'm seeing a lot of editing potential right here. I'm loving the colors. I think this is gaming 101 when you have this sort of darker, sort of purple color. At least I associate it with gaming, and ChatGPT does too. And I trust ChatGPT a lot more here than I trust myself. This is really good. In the next lecture, what we're going to do is we're going to start designing this entire website so we can make it product focused with our demo products. We can make it gaming focused, and that's what it's all about. So in the next lecture is when the magic truly starts happening. See you then. Welcome back. So in this lecture, we are going to be designing our home page. So our home page is going to be the first page that most people are going to land on when they go to yourdomainname.com. So for us, for example, it's going to be right here. We're going to our main visit site. This is our home page, the one where the home leads you. We're going to start designing all of this. If you've been following along with me from the previous lecture, then stay right where you are. I'm going to catch up with you in just a second. So if you haven't been following from the previous lecture, I'll show you how to get to the design part of the home page. All you need to do is go into the dashboard, go into pages, there you are, all pages. I'm going to go to home and then edit with Elementor. And here we are. So this is where the magic happens. Now this is going to be a big lecture. There's a lot of fun things to do. And know this, you have complete control over your design and your creativity. I just really recommend that in the beginning for now, especially if you feel lost with design, follow along with my every step. And when this lecture is done, you continue on and you do the changes that you want to do for your website. Let's get started, and remember to pause along and just follow along. So first things first, the way Elementor works is Elementor is a design program. It is a so-called what you see is what you get program. No need for complicated codes and stuff. Rather, if I want something like a heading, I can click on it, drag it, drop it in here, and then I have a heading in here. If I don't want it, I can right-click, delete it. It's gonna be gone. So the first thing we're gonna do is set the foundational design. We're gonna decide which sections do we want to keep, which do we want to remove. So I really like this section overall. We are gonna keep it, and we're just gonna change the images and text. Of course, scrolling down, we don't have a lot of products, so I'm gonna want to remove this entire section. So all I'm gonna do is hover my mouse over, and as you can see up here is the deciding factor for this entire section. There's a section within the section. Okay, so here we have a so-called column, and here's a column. But even these two columns are within their own section, within the larger section. So all we need to do is just move up and basically click on this delete button right here, and it's going to remove this entire section. Gone. Perfect. Top products, no need for such a section at this moment. Gonna remove it. This is actually really nice because having an image to your left and then a text to your right, that is something that we can turn into a blog page, for example. So I'm gonna leave this. Scrolling down, we definitely want to keep reviews in. Reviews are super important. And then scrolling down, these are gonna be the features and benefits section, and these are really good to have as well. So I'm gonna keep that one too. So what I'm gonna do is change the position of some of the things. So I wanna pull this one almost up towards the top. So then I'm gonna have this one, all of these dots are basically this section. If you click and hold, you can start grabbing it. So I'm gonna hold it, and And then I'm gonna scroll all the way up here, and this is the top section, and I wanna put it just below the top section like this. So meaning we get into the website just like this, and then down below we have all of the different benefits. Don't worry about the images. All I need to do is refresh the website and they're gonna appear again. This is a common thing with Elementor. Sometimes visually things break while editing, but they don't break on the actual website. And then we're gonna turn this one into a blog, but a blog is not gonna be the most important thing. The most important thing is gonna be first showcasing our product up here, and then what is included or reasons to buy the product, testimonials to further sell the product, and if they're not convinced or they need more, that's what we wanna give them a chance to read more about us, our expertise within the niche, etc. So in other words, we wanna pull the testimonials up ahead of the blog. So I'm gonna scroll down, and here's the testimonials, and I'm gonna grab it like this, scroll up, I'm gonna put it right there. Awesome. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is change this image for our product. So if you haven't downloaded the demo products already, go ahead and do that, because now we're gonna need them. So I'm gonna click on this image right here, go to the left, and this is where we can choose an image. I'm gonna click on choose image, upload files, select files, and then I'm gonna choose my products. Now I have two different versions of this product. I have the one image that has a background, and I have one that doesn't have a background. Now depending on our design, with or without background, we don't know which one is gonna work the best. So first of all, I'm gonna try adding in a background and see what happens. And if not, I'm gonna use a transparent one and add that one instead. So starting off with that one, and there we go, it's uploaded, and I'm gonna click on select. Okay, so this is actually looking pretty cool with the split, because the gray sort of fades in with this gray as well. Now, it might be even cooler though, should we have a transparent background that doesn't split it off just like this. So I'm gonna try uploading the transparent one as well, and we'll just see what happens. Click on select. Okay, well, the transparent one is just better. So I'm gonna go with the transparent one. The first thing we wanna do here is that just basic sort of understanding how the human psyche works. We almost always focus on the middle. Now the product is currently turned away, so what we wanna do is we wanna turn the product towards the middle, because we read from the left to the right. We start from the left and we read in towards the middle, and we also want the product to be aimed towards the middle, so all focus is towards the middle. This is how we start getting some good design. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that this one is selected. I'm gonna go to advanced, go down to transform, and then we have, there it is, flip horizontal. I'm just gonna click here and it flips over. Awesome, starting to look really nice, isn't it? So we can still see that there's missing a piece of the image right here, but all these sort of small details we're gonna work out as we go. For now, we're gonna work on the big pieces here. And the big pieces means that we've just added in our image, and now we wanna add in and change our header text. So the question is, what sort of landing text should we use here? If we click here, this is where we're writing the text. Well, in order to get a good idea, we're going to use our friend ChatGPT, of course. So head over to the guidebook. If you came from fonts and colors, move to the next page called the home page. And the first thing we have here is product landing page text. So all I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy this text right here, or the prompt rather, copy it, head into ChatGPT right here. I'm going to paste it in, and now I'm just going to fill it in. Create the highest converting text on a landing page for blue light walking glasses. Based on the following target audience persona, write one paragraph using a maximum of 8 words, write another paragraph using a maximum of 20 words. So what we're prompting is asking it to write text that's going to be up here, the short one, and then I want to add in another text actually that's down below here, just to give it a little bit more description. So in here, we're going to paste in our target audience persona. So in order to find that, let's head back to our guidebook again. If you go all the way back to the index, there's a section here called My Data. And the reason it exists is to have easy access for situations just like this when we need to grab our data quickly. So we need to find our target audience persona. I'm just going to click on it right here, and then we're going to have 2 long sections, right? So I'm just going to select all of this. I'm going to copy it, remove this, hold Shift Enter just to make some space, paste it in, Shift Enter, make some space, go back, grab all of this information, copy it, paste it in, and then hit Enter. So the result we're getting here is level up your gaming, protect your eyes, maximize performance, minimize eye strain with our blue light blocking glasses. Kind of weak in my opinion. I'm gonna click on regenerate response. Game better, see clearer, upgrade your gaming performance. Let's try it one more time. Okay, so on the 6th attempt, which you can see here, we got level up, game longer. And I love that because it's already suggesting that this product, these gaming glasses, is gonna help you level up. Just that sort of inherent gaming language for a person to take their gaming to the next level icon. Protect your eyes, enhance focus, and elevate your gaming experience with our high-performance blue light blocking glasses. Yes, please. I am loving this. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one, level up the game longer. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna remove this text. I'm gonna paste it in. Level up game longer. So this is looking nice, but I want it to pop out a little bit more. So from here, I'm gonna go to Style, Typography, and then increase the size until it pops. Oh, there we go. Pops over to the one down below. Okay, something like this. There we go. I'm gonna remove the comma, level up game longer. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger again so that it pops over to the next row, and I'm gonna make the G large. I really like this. So I'm gonna need to make some more space in between here, but again, we're gonna do the fine adjustments coming up. I'm gonna click down below where it says starting at. We're gonna change that text, head to ChatGPT. I'm gonna grab all of this text, head back. I don't want to prompt it price this early on. Paste it in. Protect your eyes, enhance focus, and elevate your gaming experience with our high-performance blue light blocking glasses. I think that is sounding pretty amazing, to be honest. Super happy with that. So the next thing I'm gonna do is move down to the button here that says Shop Now. I'm gonna click on it. I'm not gonna have it say Shop Now. Instead, where it says text here, I'm gonna change it to Learn More. Simply because of the psychology that when you enter the website and you don't know what the product is or what the website is properly about, you don't know who the sellers actually are. You wanna learn more about the product, you don't wanna shop it. So this is gonna have a lot more people click on a Learn More button rather than they're gonna click on a Shop Now button. You're supposed to build that relationship first, then they're gonna want to shop. Okay, so it's time to do some fine adjustments here. First of all, this one is going really far up towards the actual menu bar here. So I wanna push it down a little bit. I'm gonna go and select the entire section right here. Go to Advanced, and this is where you can do a lot of magic. You can see where it says margin over here and padding. Now, for example, the top margin, and I write in 100, you can see that we're gonna have some more space on the top and bottom. Let's do 50 like that, so there's a little bit of more space. Now, it's currently linked together with the bottom, so whatever you're adding up in the top, you're also getting at the bottom. You can unlink them, but for now, I think this is a pretty worthwhile thing. The difference is, right now, there is a top and a bottom that is outside of the section, but padding is inside of the section. So if you put 50 in here, you're gonna have a different effect inside of the section. You see, there's space being created inside here, and that is what we're looking for, because we're looking to also expand all of this white. I'm gonna try 80. That's a little bit much. Let's do 70 here and 70 there. See, now we're really opening up this entire section, giving it some more focus. Okay, so this is what we got right now. I'm gonna click on Update just to make sure everything's safe. And now I'm gonna click on the sidebar here and just remove the sidebar so I can get a proper idea of what it is that I'm looking at. And it's just too cramped up in towards the middle, isn't it? It's just way too much going on there. So I wanna move this entire section more to the left. So I'm gonna click here. This is one of the columns. We have two columns here. I'm gonna click on the left column, go to Advanced, and then where it says Margin here, I'm gonna put a minus. So if I go minus 40, see how the entire thing moves to the left? You know, I'm really liking this. So I'm gonna keep it like this, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and click on the headings again, Style, Typography, and I'm gonna make the size a little smaller, like this. I think it's more my jam. There we go. So it doesn't have to pop that much. Now I'm gonna grab this one and put it further up. So I wanna bring all of this up. So what I'm gonna do is select the column right here, and then go to Margin, where you can see it says here, it's all at a 45 margin. I'm going to unlink them so that they're not all together. So I can increase the bottom margin to say, let's try 100. Now 1,000 is a little crazy, but let's see 150 maybe. As you can see, the more I put it like this, the more it goes up. And if I now minimize this, I pull it away, we can see that we're getting definitely a very different effect. I still want to put it up further up, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to try 300, and let's see what it looks like now. Now, this is what I'm starting to talk about. This is really giving me a much nicer effect. I still think it's a little bit incompatible. This image is so much bigger than this text is. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to increase the size a little bit once again of the header. Go back, typography, I'm going to go to size. I'm just going to pop it a little bit more, just like this. There we go. Check it out. I am really liking this. I'm liking it big time. I want to pull a little bit more to the left, so I'm going to select the column, go to Advanced, and then for the left here, it's at 45. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the 45, it's going to put it to the left, go back. Now we're talking. I am really starting to like this design. What I'm not liking is how tight this piece of text is. Now Now, once again, if things are moving too quickly, make sure you pause the video, follow me step by step. You're gonna learn this quickly and start applying it to your own design. Click on this piece of text here, go into style, typography, and then go down towards this letter spacing. So we can change that, make it a little longer. I like that. And then line height, and we're gonna make it a little bigger and easier to read. There we go, maybe even a little bit more. Okay, now we're talking. This is such a clean and amazingly nice design, and I'm absolutely loving this. Check out this little effect here on the arrow and on the color and everything. So I'm thrilled with this. This is so professional. I'm loving this. The question is, of course, what's going to happen when we scroll down. These are the things we want to change. So let's go ahead and update it first of all. And before we move on, we want to make sure that it also looks good on the mobile, on your phone, because half of the traffic, if not more, is going to come from phones. So you want to make sure that it's mobile adapted. So we're going to go down towards this responsive mode, move up and click here with this mobile portrait. And then we're going to see what it looks like when people enter with a phone. As you can see, you have the product and then you have level up, game longer. So we're going to use the comma here just because that's going to make a lot more sense in the mobile as well. But otherwise, it's actually looking really nice. Scrolling down, we have the rest of the things we still need to play around with, but this is starting to look amazing. So I'm super happy about this. I'm gonna go back to desktop. I'm gonna scroll down and now we can see these images. Make sure that you update it so everything is saved. Click here, hit enter just to update all of Elementor, and they're gonna pop right back. It's just that bug. It's not gonna be on the final product. It's just while editing. I'm not sure why it happens. So there's nothing we need to do here. The first thing you need to make sure is that, are you willing to offer free delivery for orders over $99? I think that's something that's really alluring, and I recommend keeping it. At least for this, we're gonna keep it. If you have a digital product, you might write something like instant delivery, 30-day return, no questions asked. Remember our refund policy that we've written earlier. Exclusive discounts. We're actually gonna create a discount later on in order to get our visitors email so we can do email marketing to them. So this is also something that we want to keep in. And then Visa secure payments, 256-bit encryption. Most people have no idea what this is, but they love it because they feel safe with it. So if you want to change something, it's very simple. Click here, change the text, change it to what you want. For this design, I'm very happy with it. I'm going to go down to the actual testimonials. First thing I'm going to do is we aim to please our clients. Well, of course we do, but I don't like the text. So I'm going to right click, delete. Okay, I want these ones to pop first. Now reviews are going to be super important. They show credential, they give you authority, and that's sort of social proof where other people say, hey, this product is really good. It's one of the main drivers for getting not only your first sales, but all future sales as well. So whatever it is that you're selling or starting to sell, make sure you get reviews early on. Even if it's from your mother or your little brother or a family member or a close friend or a distant friend for that matter, reviews are super important. So I have the permission to use 2 fake reviews here for the purpose of this demo store. You can just write whatever for your reviews. You can use ChatGPT and just prompt a random review as well, just for the demo store. But for your actual store, for your strategy, reviews, they are mandatory. Do whatever it takes to get them. All we're gonna do is we're gonna click on the box in here, and then I'm gonna remove this text and paste in the actual review, just like this. I'm gonna click on the image here, choose image, upload, select files, get the image uploaded, select, and there it is. And then we're gonna change the name, and it's going to be Cody Davis. There we go. Now, once again, this is a fake review, but I have the permission to use Cody's image and name. So in order to make this a little bit more fun than just a square, because sometimes you get all sorts of different images and you want to be more consequential with your design so it all looks very similar to each other, what we can do is we can select the image, move to advanced, go down to where it says mask, and then click it on. Now what that is going to do is it's going to circle it. So then what we want to do is position it properly so he doesn't lose most of his head. You know, it's metaphoric, you never want to lose your head. So center, we're going to try top center. That makes the most sense. Yeah, so that's perfect. So now we have him in a circle and the top center looks really good. So we're going to do the other picture, select the image. There we go. Advanced, mask, on. Now notice she is placed differently in here, so I don't need to play around with the positioning at all. So that's why it's good to know how to do this, because different picture, you want to make them look similar and not miss out on any feature of their faces. And then I'm gonna go ahead and click on her text here, paste the review in, click on her name, change it to Marie Pierre Cagnar. There we go. So that is how quickly and easily we can add in reviews. Now, it's designing the reviews really isn't a problem. Getting the reviews is, but make sure you do whatever you can to get reviews early on. It's absolutely essential for your marketing strategy. Scrolling down, we have this section left. So what we want to do is we want to turn it into a sort of high-end, futuristic-looking part of our website where we try to pull people to our blog. And our blog is going to be a place to show authority, to get them more interested, to really pull them into the benefits of the blue light blocking glasses and into the gaming niche even further and build a relationship with our visitors. So the first thing we're going to need is a different image than this one. It doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to open a new tab, unsplash.com, because here you can get copyright-free images, which is amazing to use on your website. Copyright-free means you can use it in any way you want, even for commercial purposes. These are completely free to use. I'm going to search for gaming, something within this niche. I'm going to scroll down and, well, I have to say, this one is really apt. I'm really liking this. There's someone in a dark place, gaming. It fits perfectly. So we want to show our expertise. We want to show we're a part of this culture. This is going to be perfect. Before you download it, 2 things to have a look at. First of all, go down and make sure it says free to use under the Unsplash license. The Unsplash license, you can click here and read, but it basically means commercial purposes. You can do whatever you want with it as long as you're not trying to make money off of the image, especially. You can use the image to make money on your website because it's just a sort of a sidekick, but you cannot sell the image for money, and we're not going to do that. So as long as that's all green and good, go up here to download free, click on the drop down, and download it in medium. Large is too big, it's going to slow down your loading time. Small is too low quality, medium is perfect. Back to the website, click on this image, choose image. We're going to upload it, select files. There we go, and then select. And it's looking pretty cool, isn't it? I'm really digging this so far. Now what we also want is a different text in here. Now once again, we don't do sustainable fashion. It's not a fashion site. So we're going to use our friend ChatGPT. Let's start off by heading to the guidebook. We're going to head over to the index and we're going to go down on website building, go to homepage, and then we're going to use the short blog description. We're just going to copy all of this, go into ChatGPT, paste it in, act as a copywriter, write 8-word paragraph for niche blog, for a gaming blog. Then write another paragraph that's a maximum of 50 words. Okay, so let's see what we're gonna get here. Okay, amazing. Epic gaming insights, tips, and entertainment. That's exactly what our blog is gonna be about. And here, stay ahead of the game with our comprehensive gaming blog. It is a gaming blog. We're dedicated to bringing you the latest news, in-depth reviews, top strategies. Spot on. You don't always get spot on, then you regenerate, but this is spot on. So I'm gonna grab this piece of text, go in here, click on it, remove it, paste it in. There we go. Head back, grab this piece of text, copy it, head back. I'm gonna remove this text, paste it in. There we go. So I'm gonna click on this one and I'm gonna see if I can change it a little bit and see if I go into typography and change the size. Perhaps if I make it smaller, I might get a different effect. I'm gonna collapse this. This is looking really, really cool. The only thing I like is I wish this were a little bigger, so I'm going to go back, click on the image, go to advanced, go down to transform, and then we have scale. Click on scale here, and then we can just start deciding on what size we want it to be. Now, if this is the original, I would like to have it somewhere around 1.1 or 1.2. That's actually too close there. I'd like to have it at 1.1. Just make it a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna collapse it, and that's more like it. Just gives more of a feeling, gives more of that gaming sense onto our website. And then we have the About Us section down here, and I'm really liking this as well. You can see that these aren't in a very strong color, and that's because these aren't very important either. This is the important, this is the readable part. So the design so far is looking really, really nice. So this is what we've got. This is going to be the top part. This is what we're selling. This is the Learn More button. This is our entire style. Going down, we have the benefits and features here. We have the reviews here. And down here, we're trying to pull them into our blog. So everything so far is looking amazing. There's only one more thing to do right now, and that is to pull this sidebar back, go down to responsive mode, and make sure that everything is looking good on the mobile. So looking at the mobile version, we have the image right here. We have all the text leaning to the left, and you read from the left to the right. So this is all looking fantastic. There's a big space here. This is way too big for the mobile, so I'm going to take care of that.
Website भी लगा हुआ है?
So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going
प्रोडक्ट लगा हुआ है?
जी।
to go to the
इसको complete कर लेते हैं क्या?
market, and there's the
किधर है?
photo. I'm going to
होम पेज
जी होम पेज
That's gonna pull it up. So
इसे
let's
complete
try
करना है।
minus 100. That's gonna pull it up here. Now imagine people are scrolling. That's a lot.
तो उसने हर चीज के प्रॉब्लम बना के रखे हैं।
हाँ वो प्रॉम्प्ट पड़ी हुई है मेरे पास, प्रॉम्प्ट कर लेंगे हम। स्टोर सेटअप आगे इस पे ई कॉमर्स में आ जाएगा, वो मार्केट में नहीं आएगा। ई कॉमर्स लंबा है, चलो इसको यहाँ भी पॉज करते हैं, वीडियो रोकते हैं, वीडियो को रोकते हैं।